Welcome back to my 100% playthrough of Heretic on the Black Plague Possesses D difficulty, played through the Heretic plus Hexen re-release on the Kex Engine. We are doing all levels with a 1-star, and this is E5M6, Colonnade. Now, a colonnade, I'm sure a lot of you have a similar word in your own languages, and of course English speakers do as well. But for those who don't even know what a colonnade is, it's basically a series of columns or pillars at regular intervals, but it can also refer to like a straight or regular row of anything, like a colonnade of trees and things like that. It's another word that comes from French. Yes, French. The word specifically is pretty much a direct word for word, or letter by letter way of saying it, but it's in French it would be colonnade. And that in turn comes from Latin columna, which also means a column or pillar. And it is related to culmen, which is the same thing, but it is linked to the word culmen, where we get the word culminate, because culmen is the peak or top of something. One of these things may or may not be a pillar. Anyways, let's begin by going down the stairway, grabbing the crossbow, and now we're going to use it on all these golems, specifically the ones on the stairway to our left, because they're the most scary of all. And if any of these guys decide to smack you, you should be fine, because there's plenty of ammo to go around as well. And when you start firing, you'll wake up a number of gargoyles that are very eager to scratch you or burn you, all sorts of things like that. But if you want to thin them out, you can feel free to. But what I'm going to do instead in the meantime is go to this other side and treat these nitro golems and regular golems to a similar treatment as the ones I gave a full crossbow massage from the other side. Anyways, let's blow these pods up. Let's also get rid of this undead warrior. From this fake wall, you can shoot an undead warrior as well, but you can't go into this fake wall, but you can grab a fire mace if it's laying there. Yeah, isn't that funny? But sometimes you'll just run into a wall like that, and you might find yourself with a fire mace. Now, as of update 1, it can potentially appear in other random spots, but I'm going to assume that you picked it up in a spot like this one, or maybe this other side, and use it from here on out. So let's get rid of these guys using that fire mace. Been a while since I used a regular one, because it's kind of mid, to be honest, but here is where you can get a dragon claw. I picked it up in all that frenzy without even mentioning it. Well, it's good to have, because there's lots of ammo to go around for it. And there's more where that came from. And while we have it, we can clear out these areas, and also, we can blow up all these pods. Look at that beautiful chain reaction. Well, it's incomplete. Unfortunate. Oh well. It's good to get them out of the way either way, because we're going to go into that area soon, but for now, I'm just going to clear out what's left of the enemies here. And also we can get a quartz blast from here. Same from this side. And we should be good to go, more or less. If you need any health, there are more crystal vials out here. And as for these quartz flasks, we'll get them later. For now though, I'm going to press this button to reveal this fellow, and this button as well to reveal something else in a little bit. Pressing the second button reveals the nitro golems, whereas pressing the first one only will have you in this place with disciples and nothing else. But should you press both of the buttons, you can get some pretty good infighting action going on with the nitro golems and the disciples, which is why I like to do that. And the reason why you want to go in here in the first place is, 1, there's a ring of invincibility, 2, there's some health to compensate you, there's some ammo as well, And most importantly of all, there's a button that will lower this wall that will reveal the way to the purple blood room. Yeah, see what I mean? There's blood, and there's lots of purple in this room. Purple blood room. Let's go into it. Later, that is. Because after you press all those buttons and deal with that area, you can go into here, drop down, get a silver shield, which will be very useful for protection. And you can do much of the same on this side. Clear out these enemies, drop down, and get a more of them. Excellent. Excellent, even. Now, when we drop down onto the area that lowered, when you step on it in particular, you'll be able to access both of these rooms. Like when you cross this line, if you see it, you can access both of these areas. One has a chaos device, the other has a bag of holding. And pressing that button will allow you to access the yellow key. But when you get it, or when you drop down into the blood pool, actually, you'll encounter some disciples. And they're pretty scary, so they want to add your blood to this collection of blood. That's the only way I can see it. But even though they hit hard, they're still slim pickings nonetheless, because there's plenty of items that you can grab here. Like these quartz flasks, the crystal vials all around. There's some crystal vials in some of the closets they emerged from. Well, once you have everything, you can use either one of these places with the grates and get out from thence. Since we have the yellow key now, as a result of our purple blood room encounter, we can go into either one of the doors. I'm picking this one because we're clearing this area out and this one, and then we're going to press this button, which will reveal this area, which previously had a column there, but it no longer has one. But it has the Gauntlets of the Necromancer, guarded by quite a number of golems of the regular and nitro golem variety. And you can use the gauntlets right now if you want to. But once you're done with that, you want to get rid of all these undead warriors. And if you want to open the place where they're from, you can step into the dark area, and it should lower the way to it. Now when you go into this area, you'll encounter more undead warriors. They're guarding quite a bit of ammo here. But when you go into this area, there's pretty much nothing else aside from the ammo that you may have acquired from this place. But I think we're now ready, more or less, to go to the other side. By the way, pressing that button should allow you to go up the stairway. But we're not going to go up there yet. Instead, we're going to get rid of these guys. Lots of golems. You can use the gauntlets here too if you want. And as you can see, there are still plenty of gargoyles. But once you get them out of the way, you can continue on. And I'm going to continue zapping some of these guys. Right around here, we're going to stick around. Because when we turn around and try to go down that stairway, there'll be some undead warriors waiting for you. So let's get rid of them first and foremost. And let's use the torch so we can actually see what's going on down here. Because here is where we can get a hell staff. We're going to use it immediately to fight these nitro golems, and we can use the gauntlets again to finish off the regular ones. And with that out of the way, we can get out of here. And finally, I think it's time for us to go up that stairway. Not before grabbing some extra ammo first. Alright, so up the stairway are a few enemies. Some nitro golems. a few gargoyles. There's a tome of power on this corner. You want to watch out because once you grab one of the items on one of the corners, the others will start trying to crush you. But they won't crush the items, thankfully, unless they're items dropped by an enemy. So you don't have to worry about that. You just have to spam your trusty house app, maybe even a dragon claw, and it should clear out these enemies nice and good. Alright, so we're going to press this button that has a cobweb near it first, so it'll open up this area with a tome of power, and it will also reveal this area with a lot of guys. Undead warriors to be precise. They're guarding some items of import, like ammunition, quartz flask. There's also a quartz flask we can grab from here finally, and you can drop down here to grab some extra stuff as well. And this portal will take you back to here so you can fight more undead warriors. This is why we use the shadow spear. Makes things easier. Now you can grab some extra items like ammo and whatnot from here, but while we still have the shadow spear, I'm going to press this button and then press this button to reveal this area. And I'm gonna fire right immediately in front of me so I can fight this iron lich. And of course there will also be disciples of the sparrow as well, so you want to watch out for them. But who knows, you might get a tome of power out of it. But for the sake of seeing that you probably won't, I'm not going to use that last one, probably. Anyways, I believe this fellow's dead now. Yes, he is. He was guarding an enchanted shield. But also, as a result of you pressing that button, the second one, the middle one, you'll be able to go through either of these portals. I'm going to take the left one first, because when we go around here, we can press this button, get more ammo for our trusty health staff. And what we're going to do is get rid of all these guys. All the gargoyles. Every single one. Just like that. Make sure you grab the mystic urn before you leave, though. It's in this little corner here. Kind of tucked away, but still. You can also go up here to get more ammo for your trusty house staff, among maybe some other things, if the gargoyles or golems drop anything. But make sure you leave from hither, because you will encounter some disciples that will emerge from the pillars, or columns. And we're going to repeat this, but we are going to take the right teleporter this time. This one is also a secret area. There's also some crystal vials and other things to help keep you stacked. And you can get rid of them, like so. Or you could be a troll and use the time bombs. Some epic troll. But either way, you want to press this button to reveal this area with more gargoyles, regular ones. And right around here is where you can get an area where you control another gargoyle, grab a quartz blast, the map scroll, and we're not going to drop down from here. Instead, we're going to go right back up, because this area has a lot of ammo. And we're just going to go out and grab this as well, and then drop from hither and fight these disciples the same way we did with the other ones, with lots of spam. Now I'm going to take a little trip out here. It'll wake up a few enemies. But usually, their screaming metal skulls are fired rather impotently. But it's nice to get rid of all the undead warriors in this spot, so they won't bother us later. But that should be everything. For now, at least. Although, just for the sake of it, I am going to grab that extra ammo from the area with the cobweb, like, button secret. Because I believe there's more down here, on top of this big ammo pickup, which I intentionally did not grab until now. You know, ammo conservation, all that. I just love spamming my health staff, is all. Anyways. You can grab any other extra ammo if you happen to need it. But when you're done with all that, And it's high time to go into either one of these areas. They both lead into the same place. And should you have the green key, which is where the Iron Lich was, you should be ready to go. So let's go. Let's put some time bombs here. Control these guys. And we can use the health sap here. And you can continue to troll these guys like so. And you can also use a Dragon Claw if you want a more hit scan approach. You can play peekaboo, you can even do the hit scan Harry dance along the corners. Well, when you're done with all that, you want to go up here and make sure you grab this sneaky quartz flask. Among some other things. Should you need them. Either way, as a result of us going up here, a lot of disciples will appear, but this is a good spot to use those rippers, I'd say. And even if some of them get a little loose and escape, you can still use the rippers and they still do a pretty good job at killing them. Even if it isn't the most ammo efficient, it's still pretty satisfying to kill them all in a spot like that. You can use the health sap as well, and it works pretty good too. Perhaps even better, but I don't know, I need an excuse to use the rippers. Anyways, let's press this button. If you look here, this whole place is like upside down, which is interesting. And unfortunately, you cannot walk on the skybox. Oh well. There's also this cool throne area. And also, before we even go up here, because pressing that button raised the stairway, we're going to go back up the stairways here, because that whole shebang with the disciples allows us to get this Phoenix Rod, and also the Wings of Wrath. If you need anything else, you can double check these areas. But when you're done, you want to make sure you go right through here, and I'm going to use the invincibility just to be a cheeky devil, because you get the blue key from here, and there's an Iron Lich that really wants to troll you. He's guarding a bag of holding. He might drop a Morphobum, he might drop ammo for your Dragon Claw. Pressing this button will allow you to go back up into this area. And if the disciples get out, you could probably use the Ring of Invincibility there in that encounter. But as you can see, we are now able to exit the level. However, as a result of us going into that exit room, we can now go into here and troll these undead warriors. And this is a secret, and this is a secret as well. But he woke up. That's the result of me firing, so... oh well. I wasn't able to use more Morphobums here, but you could probably also use them for the Disciples, or some of the Nitro Golems, or the Gargoyles even, if you want to treat them like that. But either way, yeah, this place gives you a lot of items. But let's celebrate our victory. We got all the items, and chicken, you know, stuff like that. Oh, yeah. Powered up Phoenix Rod. I had too much Taco Bell. Okay, that was dumb. But anyways, that was Colonnade. And yeah, this is another one of those levels where they didn't really change much gameplay-wise. Maybe moved a few items around a little bit here and there, among some other things, but it mostly plays the same as you would play it in the original. Plenty of ammo to go around, which is how I remember it. Plenty of items to go around as well, some of which I wasn't able to use. But, you know, there was also the extra items, like the extra Tome of Power, the extra Morphobum. Sometimes you might get that, sometimes you might not. Usually you won't get the Tome of Power, but you know how it is. Anyways, since this is a pretty straightforward level with no major changes from what I can recall, I don't have too much else to say about it. Still is a fun level nonetheless, with all the little routes you can go through, crawling through portions of the level that you think you wouldn't be able to explore, but since they have a floor, pretty much all of them you can go through. But anyways, we are done with this level. Stay tuned for the next video where we go into the penultimate level of the Shadow of the Serpent Riders expansion in general. The 5th episode, the 2nd episode of Shadow of Serpent Riders, the penultimate level of Shadow of Serpent Riders in general, and the penultimate level of, well, Heretic's main lineup. I say main because, well, you'll see. Anyways, that next level will be Fetid Manse. But until then, I'll see you when I see you, so see ya.